Welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. Are you okay? Are you enjoying Ascension? Are you enjoying the clown world? There's nuts out there, but it's fun. Well, I'm kind of choosing to make it fun, and I think, it's a choice, isn't it? I saw a lot of angry people on Telegram today go, rah, 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 rah. Chill out. Just go inside if you don't need to rant, but, whatever makes you happy. Don't look at this. Don't forget to sign up on my email list here. Look, see those words? There's a good reason for that. I've been banned on YouTube for at least a week. I'm over on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. I'm on the markattwoodshow.com. But the email list is the only thing that keeps our connection secure. So, and I don't spam you. I send you a few emails and I update you and I show you where, share some thoughts and stuff like that. So please get on the email list. Now, in my eternal quest for knowledge about all things spiritual, global, worldwide, politically, exopolitics, that's what I meant. I'm always looking for new people to speak to, and I'm very happy to introduce Beverly Evans, who's currently in Tasmania. How you doing?
Hi, great, thank you. Really, really well.
Good. So
storm started here, so everything's been cleansed here in Tasmania.
Is it really?
Yeah, storming.
Oh, storming, right? Yeah, I've not seen a good storm for a long time, actually. No, there was one in America, but here I don't remember the last storm. Could do with a bit of a clearance.
Yes.
So you've got some interesting stuff to tell us, Beverly.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yes, it's all up your alley. Like I'm a UFO contactee. Back in 2011, I woke up when 9/11 sort of thing happened, even though I had been spiritual all my life, but I realized 9/11 straight away. I don't know what it was, but I knew that was an inside job. And then sort of kept growing from there. And in 2011, on the 11th of the 11th at 11 minutes past 11, I was doing a meditation with a group of women in my house, and 3 of us heard my front door open, and we heard these big like claws on the entrance, and claws like literally claws, and with some weight behind them. And I looked. It's actually 2 white lions.
Whoa.
So yeah, they're my guardians. They come in and told me that they were my gatekeepers.
Whoa. And
and for 2 other people to hear it too. So that was fantastic. A few heard them, a few didn't. But they actually, you could hear them. They lived in my house for a long time, letting me know that they were around. And my husband and I would be downstairs.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello. We've got major signal problems. You just keep disappearing.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Have you got good internet? I can, but it's really bad because there's a massive delay, and then it's all going funny. Have you got bad internet there?
Yeah, probably. Do you want me to get on my phone?
Folks, this does happen. Yeah, you keep disappearing.
Yeah, I might get on my phone.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. If you've got...
Take 1 second.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's fine. I can't pause this, so I'll just keep talking until you reconnect. If you take yourself out of the room and then come back in. So, in the old days, they used to call this dead air. Do you like my crystal? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Amazing. And you've all seen the skull, haven't you?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was just showing everybody Fred.
Oh, hi Fred. Oh, I've got a few crystals.
This is a big one.
That is a big one.
Speaking to the microphone, Fred.
Hello. Oh, I just heard Lemurian. I just heard
Yeah, he's amazing because it's a living being.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I've got some too.
Gorgeous. He's gorgeous.
Yep. He's big though.
He's very big.
Greg's gorgeous. Yeah, I just heard Lemurian, so I'd say he's
Whoa.
from his energy's from Lemurian time, and that's really strange because I'm going to be talking a little bit about Lemuria today too, with the goddess.
There's nothing strange. It's not strange, is it? It's just synchronicity.
I know.
Everything's synchronicity, baby.
It is, baby. That's exactly right. Yeah, fantastic. So where was I?
Yes. I can't remember where you were either. So
I can't remember where I was. Anyway, the white lions. Anyway, did you hear that? And I opened the door. They opened the door and came in, So we heard them spiritually, and they lived in my house for a couple of months. My husband and I would be downstairs watching TV, and we hear these big things jumping off the bed, and we both look at each other like.
I get that here. I'm often hearing things upstairs like there's nobody in the house. What's going on?
Yeah, well, so it's your guardians. We have guardians, like workers have guardians. I mean, we've got to go through a lot of our own crap ourselves, but they stop new crap from coming in, you see, and they protect us. So, and now sort of once your field is clear and we're high enough to support ourselves, then they go. Yeah. So, anyway, on that day, that changed my life on 2011, 11/11. And a couple of nights after we had the meditation, my husband came in and said, there's some strange planets outside. And this was sort of on dusk. And these planets all lined up like this. So it was like a ship, but listing. So it was like, instead of, lying flat like a saucer does, or it was just a different shaped UFO. But the rest of it was cloaked. I could only see the lights. And then it sort of slowly moved. So we followed it, and it ended up sort of outside our bedroom window. And we ran upstairs up to the bedroom. And my husband got the video camera out, and we put it on night vision because it was starting to get dark. And we actually didn't catch the UFO. We looked at it the next morning, nothing, nada. Couldn't see the lights, nothing. And then I said to him, hang on, what's that in the bushes? So I've got to backtrack a little bit. So the night before it happened, I woke up in the middle of the night, and there were these little dudes walking around my room with lights on their fingers. And they said to me, you're going to be visited soon by 30 great lords. And I thought, all right, okay. So put the covers over my head and thought, no, be brave. Come on. You always said you're going to be brave if you did have a visit. So I took it off. But the little beings were gone. So, and then we saw the UFO, and I knew that, this was sort of special. I mean, it was huge. It seemed right outside our bedroom, but it could have been miles off because this thing was just so big. And I haven't got any sound on this one because it's my grandson and myself going, like really excited. So I took that out. But you can hear jets flying from Brisbane and surrounding it. I actually saw army helicopters, but they were silent, flying around it. And this went on like till 2 a.m. So it went from like 5:45 till 2 a.m. And then I fell asleep. I don't know what happened after that. Mm-hmm. But for the next day, I kept on. I had this energy built up in me, and I just felt so powerful. I just felt like if I could go like that, I could probably knock you off your chair, And so I was throwing my hands around all day, just trying to release the energy. But if you're ready, you can actually watch it. And I just like to know your reaction. That's why I wouldn't let you watch it before, just to see what's in my trees.
Okay. Let's get it up. Is it 30 Silent Great Lords, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so have a look at this then. Here we go.
Okay, so on the left there, on my left, you can see the lights in the tree.
The sound's off.
Yeah, no, there's no sound. I took the sound out because otherwise you just get a 2-year-old and a grandmother gibbering and jabbering. See the light there flashing on and off?
Yep.
That's on top of my neighbour's roof.
Yep.
And so that's one. And when you have a look, if you just keep on scanning around everywhere, there's more. And I actually did count close to, see on the, see coming in here?
Yep.
And they'll start blinking too. So it's like they're in, it's like, you know, the star people were in their Merkabas, had their Merkabas going. And they got out of the ship and came to visit. And see right up in the tree there too?
Where?
They'll come back on in a minute. Hang on a sec. See, because we didn't know they were on. If we knew that those lights were there, we would have concentrated on them.
Oh, you didn't see the light? You didn't see the lights?
No, not until we replayed it the next day. We were trying to get the ship, which didn't happen. So, okay, there's more lights. There's more lights. There's more lights. There's more lights. And they will blink on, flash on.
Are they in amongst the trees there?
Yeah. Well, actually, some of them actually look like they're on top of our neighbour's roof as well.
Okay. They were very similar to the lights I saw in Athlone, Helens House. The very similar kind of feel to them.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Good to capture them.
It was great that we captured them. We were disappointed that we didn't get the UFO, but to get those, especially when I was told there was going to be 30 great lords, so they must have come out. I've actually seen films, slow down too, of the beings or the lights that make the crop field things, the crop circles.
Yeah. I've seen videos. Chris Everard's got some really good film footage of them making those crop circles in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
And they're the same. They're the same beings that the Second World War fighter pilots used to call the Foo Fighters.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So, and then that happened. I fell asleep like at 2 o'clock in the morning, but then a couple of nights later, the power went out in the house, and I said to my husband, we were in bed, I said, I think I'm going to be taken tonight. And I could feel myself sort of being sucked out of my body. It felt like someone was removing me a wetsuit and it just felt like... So, and then the last thing I can remember is 2 beings, one either side of me, and they walked me through my window. And one of these days I'm going to have probably hypnosis and try and find out what happened on that time, but I can't remember. Then a couple of nights later, power went out. I said to my husband, here you go. So I went again. I was on a ship and I was actually in spirit. But I can remember walking around the ship. I was walking around the ship by myself. It was like, you know what you're doing, you can go off. And I found this like huge big room in this ship, which was a healing room. And I have a Down syndrome autistic nephew. And he had just been really, really ill for the last 3 months. And my sister hadn't had a night's sleep with him for 3 months. He was there being healed. He didn't have a cold the next morning. You know, and he's never had those bad colds come back again where he's had them for a long, long time. So that was incredible.
Brilliant.
And then a few nights later, it happened again. And they took me through my house. They showed me, this has got to go, that's got to go, you've got to change this, you've got to do that. Oh, by the way, here's a drink. So I drank this drink and it was high vibrational, but it wasn't actually physical. It was like, even though it had a taste to it and the vibration was so high, it didn't feel physical to me. But I could taste a slight taste of cucumber. That was the only thing I recognized in it. And one of the lovely Venus twins, Claire, she tuned into it, and she said that Valthor gave it to me. And even the cucumber that I could taste, they're not from Earth, but they will be one day. And that's what we will be eating, is these high vibrational frequency like smoothies.
Well, that's very similar to what Eleanor Dedan says about they have bars on the ships, and they drink these high vibrational drinks that make them a bit giddy.
Yeah. I can't remember getting giddy, but I just knew that it was really, really high vibrational.
You didn't end up on the table waving your bra around like that, no?
No, not at all.
Well, I don't really.
Well, and then because then the next thing I knew, I was back in bed. So like I probably could have gotten giddy, and they just took me back and put me back in bed.
Well, what sorry, I'm just how do your husband react to you telling him this, that you've just been up there and done this and that and the other? He's all good with that, is he?
Yeah. Yep. We've always believed in them. We've always said, they exist. And then one day they showed up on our doorstep, and he's there filming them. So it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. And actually we both, we went to Mexico probably a couple of years after that happened, and we're sitting on our balcony, and we saw a ship and all these other little ships and come out, and like, I thought, right, I'm going to do a James, like from Massetti Ranch, because he asked them to power up, and I said, power up, and poof, this thing powered up, and it went really, really big, and then it just went. Psst.
It's amazing when they do that.
Oh my God, it's just, it's just amazing, the things that we've got to learn and we can do. And there's Trump come out with this video. I'm hoping it's real. He's talking about these new 10 cities that he wants to build.
I think we should play that.
And people have got their own flying machines. And I thought, oh my God.
I know, he's telling us exactly what's coming.
I know.
It's amazing. Should we find that video and play it? Because I'd
love to, because people need to see it.
People watching the show might not have seen it. Oh, where is it on his Rumble channel?
I'm not sure whether I got it off Janine's Telegram or something. Might have been.
I mean, he's been doing a lot of these Agenda 47 videos. They're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I've only seen this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's on there. It's such a good video. I watched it today and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I
know.
The good stuff is coming.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting.
It is, when you're in a sea of nonsense and then he comes out with stuff like this and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what it is? I've closed down Telegram. Let's open it up. Did I share? I think I shared it as well. Did I share it on Telegram?
I might have got it off you then. I might have got it off your Telegram.
I did.
Okay, I must have got it off you then.
Yeah, here it is. Please work. Here we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Here we go.
Past generations of Americans pursued big dreams and daring projects that once seemed absolutely impossible. They pushed across an unsettled continent and built new cities in the wild frontier. They transformed American life with the interstate highway system. Magnificent it was. And they launched a vast network of satellites into orbit all around the earth. But today, our country has lost its boldness. Under my leadership, we will get it back in a very big way. If you look at just 3 years ago, what we were doing was unthinkable. How good it was, how great it was for our country. Our objective will be a quantum leap in the American standard of living. That's what will happen. Here are just a few of the ways we can do it. Almost 1/3 of the landmass of the United States is owned by the federal government, with just a very, very small portion of that land, just a fraction, 1/2 of 1%. Would you believe that? We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. In other words, we'll actually build new cities in our country again. These freedom cities will reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hardworking families, a new shot at home ownership and, in fact, the American dream. Another big opportunity is in transportation. Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals. Just as the United States led the automotive revolution in the last century, I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility. These breakthroughs can transform commerce, bring a giant infusion of wealth into rural America, and connect families and our country in new ways. Likewise, through our Strategic National Manufacturing Initiative, which is going to be very big and very, very successful, we will turn forgotten communities into hives of industry, producing the goods we will no longer import from China. We will also have a major initiative on lowering the cost of living with a special focus on lowering the cost of a new car and lowering the cost to build a single family home. And they will be beautiful homes. And I will ask Congress to support baby bonuses for young parents to help launch a new baby boom. Finally, I'll challenge the governors of all 50 states to join me in a great modernization and beautification campaign, getting rid of ugly buildings, refurbishing our parks and our public spaces, making cities and towns more livable, ensuring a pristine environment, and building towering monuments to our true American heroes. Very importantly, I will also make sure all of these new places are safe. We love and cherish our police. They will do the job the way they have to. It is time to start talking about greatness for our country again. I will dramatically increase living standards and build a future that brings our country together through excitement, opportunity, and success. Thank you very much.
What a speech.
Anuatu. That is fantastic.
I mean, it's coded to, getting rid of bad buildings. That's code. That's fantastic. The flying cars. We've known about the flying cars. I think they've been building them behind the scenes all this time, ready to unleash them. He said vertical takeoff and landing. We're talking about anti-gravity technology. That's why they released the patent that the Navy had for the anti-gravity technology. I think it was in 2017. That they've been drip feeding all this to us. So it's like these two parallel timelines going on, and we've got this amazing golden age coming, whilst we've also got this World War III scenario happening. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yep. And what side are we going to be on? I'm not going to be on the fearful side. I'm going full steam ahead onto the golden age, baby.
Yeah, and something also interesting is that at the beginning of that speech, he says it's a quantum leap, and quantum leap in gematria is 141, which is what my name comes to, and Tom numbers as well, which is nuts.
Oh, wow, yeah, exactly. And you know how your name is Mark, M-A?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I studied it. Mark, first light, you say it is. I had a Indian guru called Dr. Pillai, and he gave us this chant to say, which which quietens the reptilian brain, opens up the midbrain, and then also your crown chakra. So it's moo, ma, ma. So it's like, and like it really, that ma really vibrates the top of your head, and you can feel, you know, so that would be the first light coming through into us.
Yeah. Well, I got ayahuasca taught me how to clear the chakras with tones, and she had me against the wall like this and was moving my throat about, and the tone for the chakra, the crown chakra that I got was like this.
Wow, that'd wake anything up, wouldn't it?
It does, because they've all got different frequencies, and it's just, you know, amazing.
Yep, of course.
And,
So there must be lots of ways. Yeah,
it's exciting, isn't it?
It is very exciting. It is very exciting. So Mark and I have some past life things together.
Are you my mummy?
I'm your mummy. I'm your mummy in a past life. And on Venus. And apparently I also had a daughter whose name's Kita, and apparently she has just been found too, but I haven't been introduced to her yet, but I have you, so it's really nice to meet you, my son. Isn't that so funny? It's fantastic. I mean, how many more are we going to meet?
Well,
you know,
so many of the people that I've come across in the last couple of years, I think we're all related in some way, you know, historically, because we all came here for this time, and I think that's why we've connected. It's I mean, you know, I take everything with a pinch of salt, but I'm also open-minded to everything. Everything that resonates.
Well, I was really taking that one with a pinch of salt until I had this dream of you and I, and it was you and I how we look now, but we just knew that we were mother and son, and we're on Venus, and we were facing each other. And what we were doing, it was this like absolutely magical thing which knocked my socks off. So like I started, so 8th chakra is your higher heart chakra. We were using that, and that's like an aquamarine color. So, and it was like sort of blowing up a balloon. So, but what I would do, this energy would start off from my heart chakra, go to yours, come back to me, go to yours, come back to me. And each time we did it, it would grow. And it would grow and it would grow. And you said, okay, where are we sending this to? And I said, let's send it to everywhere, you know, like all 4 corners of everywhere. And we did. And it was just amazing that we could, look, 2 minutes it took us. And it's like, wow, you know, like we're even amazed at ourselves having, you know, being able to have that connection and sending that love out to everywhere. And it's like a continuous stream now. I was told that it was like a continuous stream that we can actually send out to everywhere. So if ever I have trouble sleeping now, I just do it and sort of blow it up, and then, you know, ask it to blow up bigger and send it out to the universe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like
amazing.
That resonates with me.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And then and with this Indian guru, I learned all about a lot of the Hindu gods and goddesses.
Sorry, what was his name again?
Dr. Pillai.
You sure it's not Dr. Are you sure it's not Dr. Pilar Rice?
No.
Come on, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Indian doctor, Pilar Rice. Come on. I don't even get paid for this.
Very funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
So I learned about the goddess Lakshmi, and I knew that I had a connection with her. As soon as he said her name, it was like, oh God, you know, like there was something there. And so she's the goddess. She is actually the overlord of Venus, and she came to Earth. Her presence. So she's a real being, and she also was in Lemuria. So I think that's probably where I mostly remember her from. And I had a reading with a psychic who, after Dr. Pillai told me this, and she said, "Oh, you've got like a goddess Lakshmi around you." And she said, "And you used to have a great big rose quartz statue of her in a temple that you used to frequent or run. So she's the goddess of everything to do with the house and the mother mostly, but she supports everybody. So she's for beauty, for health, kids' health, so like 360-degree abundance. So physical abundance, spiritual abundance, family abundance, food, everything, not just wealth. So she's really, really important. And I would go around telling everybody about her, but they're saying, no, I just want to do it myself. And I asked her one day, I said, how do I explain that gods and goddesses are still important, in my view, in our lives? And she said, because we are that stream of consciousness that you need to activate within you, and then you will have no need for us. So once you get to know them, you strike a relationship with them, you talk to them, you love them, you give them offerings and you honor them, and then that's when they boom. So that boom, that activation of her within me, that stream of consciousness, she told me happened 6 months ago, but it's just starting to kick in now. So, and that's why, no coincidences, Mark Attwood, allows me to come on his show. Here, where Lakshmi actually is on a rock face, it's called the Hazards. Now, apparently in Lemurian times, I had a statue of her made in rose quartz. Here, it's a natural formation and it's rose granite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing. So if you can you find the slide that just says, I think it says honoring Lakshmi. It hasn't got the numbers on it. Yeah, so that one.
Give me a second. This one.
Yeah, that looks like it. Is it going to come up?
Is it not showing?
No, I can't.
Oh, hang on. It's because, no, I know why. Just give me a second. I have to do this instead. I think. Yes, here we go. Got it?
Yep. Oh, well, that's me. That's me honoring her. So, and I've got a closer one up. So if you can go to the next one. I actually honoured her with flowers, with native Tasmanian flowers the other day. So,
yeah, those flowers are beautiful. This one?
That's me throwing them out. And then there's another one. So that's the pink granite hazards behind there, like the little mountain range there. They're just absolutely amazing.
It looks gorgeous.
It is. It really is.
Just takes me a few minutes to pull these up.
Yep.
Is it this one?
It doesn't matter. I can talk about whatever one you put up. Yeah, so there's the flower being thrown into the water to honour Lakshmi. And then the next one should be her on the face, on the cliff face.
Cliff face, yeah, I can get that one. Excuse me. One day I'll have a producer and they'll do all this for me.
Yeah. Would be nice, wouldn't it, for you? Okay, so I've circled it. I don't know whether you can see it properly, but can you see if you can see its face? Yeah.
It just hit me that.
She has a headscarf on.
Yeah.
She has like nose, eyes. She's got really high cheekbones, so she looks a bit oriental.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a natural formation.
She's a beauty.
She really, really is. Now, she looks stunning first thing in the morning, but as the sun goes down and the sun actually sets and it makes everything look orange, and she actually turns into a crone at the end of the day. And I haven't got a photo of that one, unfortunately, but there she is. Like an old wise woman. So you can see it, she just looks all wrinkly. So there she looks like she's in her 20s or 30s, but by the end of the day, with the way the sun sets, she looks all wrinkly. So, and there's another one there, which actually, it's another cliff face one with a black circle around it.
This one?
Yeah. Now, I think that's Jesus. I can see his eyes are closed. There's a nose. And where the trees are, it's like goes into a beard around his mouth. The top of his head sort of chopped off and is flat, but then there's two eyes, a nose, and a mouth.
Yeah.
Can you see it or not?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah. So I think that looks like Jesus.
Where exactly is this?
Okay, so it's a small island at the bottom of Australia, and it's a state of Australia called Tasmania. And this is on the east coast at a small town called Coles Bay. And it's just full of holiday makers, and everyone's bought up houses in here so that we can come and stay in Airbnbs, and yeah. So it's a beautiful little country town. In the wintertime, it's just so small and quiet, and in the summertime, it's hustle and bustle. So it's beautiful. Yeah. And I just thought that was just so incredible after, and there's Lakshmi there that somebody drew for me before I found her on the cliff face, and she's got the scarf around her head.
Yeah.
And she looks oriental.
Yeah, and she's got 4 arms.
And yes, she does. So like she can do lots of things all at once.
I'll bet.
And she's got that sort of that green chakra color, that 8th chakra that is going to come online for us all more and more and more.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your friend drew that.
Yeah, she does it. She must have a graphic program, you know. It's like she's a graphic artist. She does all sorts of things. All sorts of things. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Beautiful. Have I missed any out?
No, that's it. It. Yeah. So if and I'm going to start writing a course too that Lakshmi's going to download to me about creating abundance and having that 360-degree abundance. She actually lifted me out of my body one day when I was meditating, and I came out of my head, and she said, "This is what 360-degree abundance is." And it was just like beautiful. It just felt so nice that, you know, I didn't really want to squeeze back in. It's just going to be so amazing. We just have no idea of the beauty, and even the colors look different, more vibrant.
I've been trying to get this across to people with the weird things that I've seen with the sun and the ship and the dragon, and it's this kind of. And somebody left a comment on Telegram today saying it's kind of like anime, because I the only word I could think to describe it was like it was animated.
Yeah.
And it's a different type of reality, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that's what President Trump was alluding to in that video, because he's tiptoeing people towards this. And when he starts describing, have you ever heard any leader ever talk about getting rid of ugly buildings, having a baby boom? And he's hinting at the price. Houses are going to be affordable. You're going to be totally abundant. That was a total abundant speech.
Yeah.
And beautifying the country. It's just, it's an amazing thing that he's leading us towards, I think. Yeah,
exactly. So the ones that want to live that life can move into these new cities if they want to, you know.
I'm going to move. I'll move there.
Yeah. You know, like if it's my thing to do, then yep, I'd move there in a heartbeat. Especially because, and like, when there are more and more people where two or more gather, you know, we're all going to be rising each other's frequencies too. That's also going to be heading out, you know, through the rest of the world. I actually got told this the other day. We are actually changing the Earth's atmosphere with our DNA upgrades.
Yes.
So we're changing it.
Yes, I know.
We're helping Gaia.
I know. We're all connected. We are the white hats. We're all together. You know, and some people, when they see, some people watching this are going, Trump's not a savior. He's not going to do it. They don't get it. We're all part of the same team.
Exactly. We're all just as important as each other.
We're all saving each other. We are the gurus that we're looking for. We are all doing it together. And this is in the consciousness as well, because when I did the retreat in the Sahara, some of us got together and started talking about, you know, there is this desire for kind of the awake people to just start again. You know, we were looking at this Italian village that was the Italian government was selling cheaply in exchange for people renovating it. And I said, oh, we could all move there, you know, or we could, because there's this real need to just start somewhere. Yeah.
I've always been an introvert. All of a sudden, I want to reach out and start making friends.
Good.
You know, never wanted to be like that ever. You know, I had my family. I had, you know, I've always been a voodoo drum banging witch, according to my family. So, you know, I'm one of 13 kids, and I was only really close to one, and she was my younger sister who passed away 7 years ago, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, she left me a daughter and we're on the same sort of wavelength. Not even my kids are on my wavelength, but this girl, she's just amazing.
And is that an Irish family by any chance?
No. But we did come out in chains. My grandfather did come out in chains on one of the ships. So
did he?
My great-great-grandfather, yeah. And he came to Port Arthur in Tasmania in chains, did his time there, was given a grant, money to go and start. He wanted to start the apple industry, and he did in Tasmania. His name was Charles Oates. Whenever I want to channel strength, I channel him.
Wow.
You know, I try to.
I can feel him. He's tough.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's tough. He was 90 years old. He was in Hobart, which is the capital of Tasmania. He was in a horse and cart. He'd given a speeding ticket for trying to race a motor car in his 90s.
Cool dude. That's the kind of shit I do.
Yeah. Well, I hope I can do that too. Maybe we'll be having races to Venus, or, you know, the ladies or somewhere, you know, like, come on, Mark, let's go.
I took the kids out for a little drive earlier, and I love stinking the car. I've got a 4.2 supercharged engine, and I just go, look at the speed of this, and they love it. But, you know, I'm looking forward to flying ships again.
I am too. I actually have a Tesla, and
my condolences.
I love it. I
hate electric cars with a passion.
Oh, I love my baby. She is gorgeous, because it just reminds me, the tech that's in there is just amazing. I mean, you do everything off this iPad in the center.
I hate those. I want dials and knobs.
Well, you're not going to. Well, we actually use our consciousness to fly the machines that we're going to be.
I know, but I've already had a word, and they're going to let me have a flying ship with dials and knobs.
Okay, fair enough.
And an engine that seems like it's petrol, and a Jaguar badge at the front of the ship.
Oh, a Jaguar. You're into Jaguars too. I have, yeah.
The old Jaguars, not the new ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I have a Jaguar, a spotted Jaguar as a guide, and I also have a Sasquatch whose name's Piscini, who come and plopped herself on the bed next to me one day while I was meditating, and she said, "Please get the word out that we're not big scary monsters. We force dimensional elementals, and we're ascending too, and I've come in to be your guide and protector at the moment. So like, you know, I attract huge, big like things.
Yeah,
So,
because I was watching something yesterday which was making out that the Sasquatches eat people and stuff like that, and it's just not true.
I know. Yep. She said to me, I actually had one of her hairs, and I wrapped it around. I have music for the plants machine, and I've been practicing, and I can actually get my crystals to sing through it. It takes a little while for them to get warmed up, not as fast as the plants, but this frequency comes out, and it comes out like music. And so I did this with Piscini's hair, and it actually made a sound. So I actually have her vibrational frequency.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got it. Where have I got it? On YouTube or somewhere. So yeah.
Well,
and the more I talk about it, the more people will become more comfortable with them, and because they're ascending too, and they're very sort of similar to us. And so, yeah.
I'm just going on YouTube to see if I can find the video where you do that.
Where I do what?
I've
got them. Let me see. What is it called?
You've got a video here called "I Am an NPC."
Yeah, I did. Yep. I think. Oh, bloody hell, nick off. I was asked to put that up. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but it turned out fine in the end, because I was trying to warn people we're all come down. We've signed up to this NPC program, and we've all got to be so careful what fear we're giving out, because if we get down to 51% light, this artificial intelligence vacuum starts up in us, sucks out our soul. And so I was going to type in something else, but when I looked at it, it was called the title of it was called "I'm an NPC," and I thought, how the hell? And I actually went to change it, delete it, and just for like that split second, my hands wouldn't move, and I thought, okay, I'm meant to call it that. Mm-hmm. Like I get 5 or 10 views. This got 1.5 thousand views.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, yep, it got the word out there. So, and then they got me to do like 2 more explanation ones afterwards, and saying, look, we've got to ramp this up, people. We've got to get rid of our fear. They're really ramping up their shit, trying to suck our souls out of us and turn us all into NPCs. And I know that's what we've come here to experience. Some of us are going to be. We're going to have our souls sucked out. Some of us.
Not me.
Nope, not me either. I was close. I know I was close a couple of times with my illnesses, but no.
I think I was close 4 or 5 years ago when I was suicidal. That was a close shave. But
yep.
They didn't get me. So which is this video with the frequency?
I can't actually see it. I can send it through. I can put it up on your Telegram later. I may not have put it up. I thought I did, but I may not have.
Okay. We'll give up on that then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right. So what else do we want to talk about?
What about my healing journey and my Illumination Chair? Is that okay?
Yeah. And didn't you email me and tell me my name?
Oh, yes. So I had another dream. And that's what made me write to you the last time, just saying, where am I?
Excuse me.
Show Balthor, multiverse, young boy. Where have I written that? I think I can remember it anyway. I had a dream, and so I was told a long time ago that I was going to be. I'm what they call a bridge walker, and So like I can bridge the gap between Earth people and star races. And so in my dream, I was giving you like it's actually called that, and this is what's being activated in me now. I'm looking at people and I said, you were this in a past life, or you were from that planet. And that's starting with me now. So, and that's another of my bridge walking sort of and healing, mission that I'm on. And so you're going to be, your name is Star Walker. And that is so that you can, I've forgotten, have you got the email?
Oh, sorry, I just got, as you said that, I was getting something pretty amazing. Yes, I have the email.
What did I say?
You said, I had a dream last night. I was on your show and spontaneously you asked me what my meaning, you spiritual name is. And I answered without hesitation, Star Walker, because soon you will be able to walk between the stars. It's actually more than the name, more like your mission when you reach higher frequencies.
Yeah. So, and you're going to be able to take people, because you like to fly also, but you're going to have a Merkaba. But for the people who can't, who haven't got their own Merkabas activated yet, because it's going to, take some people some time, you're going to be able to show them how to do it, or you're going to be taking them, or I saw you in a little craft also, and sort of like, and you were sort of pointing out, that's the Pleiades we just went past, people, did you miss that? And it was just like, sorry, the power's just gone off here.
Well, that's surreal. Well, yeah, so I'm going to be like a intergalactic tour guide.
Yeah, well, but more than that, because you're going to also be introducing important people. Television's just come on too. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, I know. This has been happening to me all day as well.
Oh, wow.
Lights, weird, static, computer being funny. It's all a bit crazy today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, fantastic. We've got to learn to cope with all of this, don't we?
We do. And you've got these. Yeah, go on.
And you're going to be like, it's more, I won't call them officials. What do you call them? Like, you're going to be, it's going to be more like a trade mission, where you're going to be teeing this person up with this government so that they can be doing trade with that government. But it's not only just Earth, you're going to be like on trade missions with different planets. So you're sort of going to be planet hopping and making connections with their officials, and so sort of probably like a bit like you're doing now, only on a galactic level.
Good. That sounds really good. I can't sit in this chair for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't want to either.
Much
more interesting, won't it? And once we get high enough, we'll be able to see planets that we can't actually see through our vision now. So there are a lot more planets out there than what we know about. And you're going to be introducing trade missions to these newer planets that are going to be coming online for us, that we can see and we know and we get the coordinates of. And so, yeah, going to be very interesting.
Exciting. Right. Talking of chairs, let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
This is your Illumination Chair.
This is my Illumination Chair. What this does is it's actually 7 Vogel cut crystals.
What's a Vogel cut?
Vogel cut is it's done by a guy called Vogel, and he was a jeweler, and he cut the crystals in a certain way. So some can have like 12 sides, some can have 8 sides, 6 sides, some really expensive ones can go up to like 20 sides. And because of this Vogel cut, this Mr. Vogel actually found out that it sends out scalar energy. This particular one is attuned to the Andromedans, to the Arcturians, to the Venusians, to the goddess Lakshmi, to, forgotten all of them now. I think more come online too. The more I get comfortable with using it, the more people sort of will come through, and it would depend on your star lineage too as to what comes through on the day. So what this does is it actually starts to thin the veils so you can actually bring up those past emotions that we've built up brick walls around, like firewalls around, that won't let us access us. So and these things can stop us from ascending. It can stop our chakras from being self-cleansing. It can stop us from healing our own bodies. So and I had cancer 7 years ago, and I had it all throughout my body. I actually went to a naturopath. I was feeling really, really ill. And one of my sisters that passed away was standing behind me in ghost form, in spirit form, and I was blow drying my hair, and I could see her. I could see her in the mirror, and I turned around. Oh, okay. She said, "You've got a tumor in your liver and it's terminal. What are you going to do about it?" And I said, "I don't know, something natural, I suppose." She didn't believe in that, and she just said, "Oh," and then she left. So she gave, and like I knew that something was wrong. I was losing weight, hand over fist. I was eating a pizza a day, huge, great big pizza, trying to keep the weight on me to hide it from my family until I could figure out what was going on. I was, wanting to sleep a lot. So I didn't go to a doctor. I went to a naturopath here in Tasmania, actually, who had, I can't give out his name because the government will get on after him, so I'm not even allowed to put up a testimonial for him.
Yeah,
and he's not allowed to say the word cancer. But, so he says in his reports, he says, what I'm going to do is call whatever cancers you have inflammations. And it was everywhere. It was in my ovaries, it was in my breasts. I had skin cancers. It was in kidneys, liver. It was bloody everywhere.
Yeah.
So no wonder I was feeling a bit crook, doll. And for some reason, I really, really knew that I could heal myself.
Yeah.
I attribute that to the ET contact that I'd had a couple of years before. I just knew. I cried when I told my kids, but because I was scared of them being fearful.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I didn't. I was counselling them.
Yeah.
So, I was just so strong and so, I'm okay. I can do this. I just don't know how to heal cancer myself. So I got onto the medical cannabis and started on the medical oil, and I think that started me off. But you can never take that when you travel. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to find something else. So I visited the naturopath down in Tassie, and he actually gave me phone numbers of people he had cured. What other cancer doctor does that?
Yeah.
None. So
well, there is one in it who was on my show a couple of weeks ago in England.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. A medical doctor, an MD?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Good on him.
The rebel doctor.
Oh, good on him. That's fantastic. That's very brave.
Yeah, it is.
And, yeah. So what this guy did, we had the Hulda Clark, the diagnostic machine, and it was going beep, 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 beep for everything that he put in. He said, look up and he'd go, oh my God, so I knew it was bad anyway, but he said, everything's fine. Instead of a doctor saying, you've got 2 weeks to live, go home.
I don't know how they sleep at night, those guys, because I've witnessed that. My mum allegedly had cancer, and I went to the meeting with the doctor, and I've told this story before, but he terrified her into signing that consent form. Terrified her.
Yeah.
And even when I picked his statistics to pieces, and I said, Mum, don't sign this, don't do it. She went, oh, where do I sign? Where do I sign? And I was like, wow, the fear they put you through.
Yeah.
That's what kills you.
Exactly. That's right. That's why I wouldn't go. I would not go because I didn't want my state of mind messed with by some other person who's going to earn money from, lots and lots of money making me well. So anyway, this guy, I had to do a detox, a parasite cleanse, and he said, this will work fast. It'll keep you going. And he said, because we had a talk before, and he said, I know that you're onto the emotional side of things. He said, so this, and if you just keep on doing this, if it comes back, just go back, do the same thing again. I had one visit with him, one visit. He didn't want to see me anymore.
Brilliant.
So I had a Skype with him a few weeks later because I'd sent down another swab and it came back clear 3 weeks after I visited him.
Wow.
I got rid of cancer all throughout in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he said, if it does come back, just do the same things again. If you start feeling ill again, start doing the same things again. And so I must have worked on my emotions enough. I can't really remember all of the stuff that went on there. But so I healed cancer in 3 weeks, but I had gut problems the last few years, and that's been a big problem. And I've just got to the bottom of that too. So I'm actually starting to be able to eat again and not feeling sick all the time and getting on with things. So life's pretty sweet for me now.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you're healing others now with this Illumination Chair.
Yes. Yeah. So that works on your emotions. So some of the star races or the beings that come through can actually do some, if you have any attachments, dark attachments, implants, and stuff that they can do without messing with your own karma. So if it was put there unbeknownst to you, they can do psychic surgery on you. And so it can get rid of things that you don't even know they are there. I had 2 implants, and they were both at the base of my spine on my root chakra, and I was born fearful. I was really, really a little chicken kid. I really was.
I wasn't.
Yeah, no, so...
But yeah, I understand that. But you guys watching, it's deverly.co, that's the website. And if anybody comes to you, tell them that you found them on this show. And she knows where you've come from. Well, I'm nearly out of time. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Okay, no, that's about it. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Mark.
That was a really interesting chat. Thanks, Beverly. And enjoy the rest of your time in Tasmania. I will. And if I get anything interesting with this multiverse readings, I'll let you know. Yeah, do that. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.